Good morning, everyone. It's Wendy. Welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday, October 5th. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning and I've had a busy morning already. I went to Reformers Pilates class at 7:15 this morning. I had an appointment at 9 o'clock and then we were outside in the backyard trying to train our new puppy. For those of you that aren't on Instagram, we got an Italian Mastiff puppy named Kai. He's 11 weeks old today and he's so beautiful. Oh my God, he's just gorgeous. He's this fawn color and he's got like a little bit of white on his chest and he's got these gorgeous big beautiful green eyes that are just, they just melt your heart. And he's really come a long way in just a couple weeks that we've had him. When we just got him, he was biting at me a lot and like biting at my clothes, and he was like, so he's come a long way. He knows that that does not make me happy when he does that. He had a little bit of a meltdown last night. So, you know, we have to keep on him. We have to watch him all the time because, you know, he's a puppy. He's just like having a little baby in the house. But last weekend, I was in Chicago celebrating Maya's birthday. She's Purse Diva 38. She's been out here to LA several times and she's been really wanting to get us girls out to Chicago, and we just had an amazing time. So Lynette, who's a Lady B here, on YouTube, and she's a lady in Boston on Instagram. She flew out the day before, like about 12 hours before. And then Maya and Lynette came and picked me up from O'Hare on Thursday at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we did a little bit of shopping. We went to that mall where a couple weeks ago the guy drove the SUV through the mall. Yeah. So we were at Garrett's Popcorn, buying popcorn, and we were talking about it, and the ladies that worked there, they're like, yeah, he drove right through here and we saw him, and then all the news crews were out here, blah blah blah. So our first step was that mall, whatever that mall's called. Sorry, I don't remember what it's called. And I bought 2 tins of the Garrett's popcorn. This popcorn is world famous and my husband absolutely loves it. And I got the butter popcorn, half butter popcorn, half caramel popcorn, and he's already eaten one entire tin and he's got one more left up there. So that was our first stop. And so once we were finished shopping there, we went to just Jennifer's house. And it was just amazing to meet her in person. She looks exactly like she does on YouTube. Her house is exactly how I pictured it. And she is exactly as she is on YouTube. She is wonderful. She's beautiful. She's warm. She's the perfect hostess, and her house is one of the most beautiful homes I've ever been in. She's got all these windows, so the outdoors comes inside, and she's got little Gracie, who's like my little Hannah, and she decorates beautifully, and she's just such a hostess. She had a huge big spread laid out for us. She called it nibbles. It was like way more than that. And so we visited, and I got a chance to meet both of her daughters, and they're both lovely young women. And after that, we went into this little town. It wasn't in her town, it was in a neighboring town. And it's like an old school Americana downtown with like the brick buildings and the beautiful little quaint shops, and you know, like nothing was like a big box store or like you know, it was just beautiful. And we ended up going out for a drink there. I didn't drink alcohol, you guys. It's been over 4 months. I was not tempted in the least to drink alcohol. I just drank a lot of soda water and tea and that sort of stuff, but all the other ladies did. They had some cocktails. And then we went back to Jennifer's house because we picked up some Chicago deep dish pizza. Maya was insisting that we try it, and it was good. I mean, I'm not really a deep dish person, and I don't really eat a lot of pizza anymore because of all my stomach issues, but it was really nice. It was good. And then Jennifer and I both had salads as well. So then we reluctantly said goodbye to Jennifer, and we went to Maya's house, and Maya's house is exactly like all of her tour videos on YouTube is exactly as you see it. It's so beautiful and it's so comforting, and it's like layers and layers and layers of comfort in her house. And she made sure that Lynette and I were all set up in rooms and had everything that we needed, and I had one of the best sleeps that I've had in a very long time. I just slept really, really hard there. And then the next morning we got up and drove in. No, we went to another mall, and I don't remember the name of it. It's like Oakmont or something like that. And it was pouring rain, like pouring. Like it's like God just took a bucket and just like dumped it upside down. So she gave us all umbrellas to use, and we went and we checked out a couple of stores, and Lynette, Maya, and I were there for hours and hours. The first place we went to was Tiffany's, and I bought a little something, and actually I think we all bought something. But my YouTube sisters and I, there's 7 of us, we have a birthday thing. So what we do is we each chip in money. They give it to me, send it to me, PayPal, and then I disperse it to the birthday ladies. So it was Maya's birthday this month, last Saturday. And so what she did is she bought something from Tiffany's with her birthday money, her YouTube sister's birthday money. I'll let her show you guys what that is, but I'm going to end up buying that for myself with my YouTube sister money in January, and it was from Tiffany's. And I bought myself this little necklace because my key necklace that my husband bought for me for my birthday, no, Christmas, about 6 years ago, my key one here, the clasp broke. And so I had to send it off to Tiffany's, New York, to get it fixed. So I was feeling really naked. I had nothing on my neck, and I can't wear costume jewelry. So because I'm so allergic to it. So I went to Tiffany and I bought myself this cute little, it's like a little pink heart and then a little silver heart. And it's on a 14-inch chain. And then I finally got this back a couple days ago. So I feel like, yes, everything's good in the world. But Lynette bought herself something, a little something, and I bought myself this little something. I think this was $130, something like that. And then because it was pouring rain, my Sam Edelman velvet navy flats were completely soaking all the way through, and I was so cold because of it. So I went to Nordstrom's and bought myself a pair of shoes and some socks. And I got these here. These are haan in like a pink, and they have like the rose gold on the back. And they're in really good shape considering we got drenched, absolutely drenched. But yeah, so I bought these. These were not an expected purchase, but I had like my Gucci runners and I had my YSL espadrilles in gold, and so because it was pouring down rain so much, I didn't want to wear either one of those. So I bought these. These are great. They're super like lightweight, and they wore really well considering I got them so wet. And yeah, and I bought myself some socks too. And then while I was there, I saw something in the window at J. Crew, and I became obsessed with it. So I tried to, they were so busy and they only had 2 people working at that store. So it was hard to get someone to help me. And I couldn't find my size on the floor, so I just said, forget it. But I had this sweater like stuck in my mind. So when we drove into the city later on that afternoon, the ladies told me where a J. Crew was. So then the next morning I went out and I bought this. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, but this bright fuchsia sweater, and like, look at what it does for me. Like, I know the lighting is kind of strange in here. Actually, the lighting is really strange in this room. But this is just like, I don't wear a lot of like super bright colors. And so I was really excited. I've worn this already twice. I need to wash it now. But I bought this in a medium because I wanted it a little bit bigger, and it's actually the perfect size for me. The small was a little bit too small, and so I've worn this to work, and I love it. I love it. And it was $98 right there. But I just love this color. So I got a little bit ahead of myself. So we left the mall. The ladies bought themselves a few things. Maya went into Brighton and got her birthday thing, and Lynette bought herself a pair of killer shoes from Nordstrom's. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but she loves red, and they are absolutely perfect on her. She got them shipped to her in California, so she didn't have to carry them around, but she just splurged and she bought herself a fantastic, like, gorgeous lifetime pair of shoes. And yeah, the ladies, we just picked up a few other things, and then we went to Macy's for lunch, and it was like the best food I think I had in Chicago. And I ate a lot of really good food, but they had like the salmon dish, and it was only like $12, and it was amazing. So then we left there, we got in the car, and we drove to downtown Chicago. It was Friday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, so it was just awful traffic, but that's okay. I'm used to it. I live in LA, right? And then we drove in and we all checked into the Westin, and we just kind of freshened up a little bit. And then we met Marvy downstairs, and Mandy. And there's tons of pictures on Instagram, but we met these lovely ladies and it was just such a thrill to meet them in person. And they all had a drink downstairs. Again, I had soda water. They didn't even charge me for it. And then we went off to, oh, I don't remember the name of it. It's like Lux something or other, Luxtopia. I don't know what it was called, but it's a sister restaurant to Cheesecake Factory. And we got there pretty late, and so it was pretty quiet there, and we all had amazing meals. I haven't had a pork chop in a long time, so I had like this beautiful breaded pork chop, and it was great. And then we called it a night, and we all, Lynette, Maya, and I walked home in the rain, but it was nice. We all had our little umbrellas, and it was warmer, and we walked home. We went to Walgreens, we did a couple little errands, and then we went to the West End, and we all went to sleep. And then the next morning it was Maya's birthday. And so it was just like this chock-filled day. The ladies went out for breakfast. I met them later after I bought my sweater from J. Crew. And then we had everything planned. So the ladies were going to Hermes because they wanted to buy belts. And you know that I've had a belt on my wish list for a long time. And the ladies, Mandy and Marvy, they had done a ton of research on the belts. They kind of knew what they wanted, but they wanted to really spend some time looking at them. So it was like, it was perfect because I kind of went along with them. And ultimately I decided against an Hermes belt. And the reason is because I wanted it to be black and tan. And apparently the black doesn't come in the pebbled leather. It just comes in that smooth leather. And you can imagine that on a belt that would wear really easily. And so that's really the color combination that I had stuck in my mind. And so I was actually kind of happy that I talked myself out of my wish list item. It's been on my wish list forever. I might get an Hermes belt sometime in the future, but it won't be like the traditional one, the reversible one. And it won't be in the black and tan combination because of the issue with the black leather treatment. But Marvy bought herself one, and Mandy bought herself one. So that was great for them, and their belts are beautiful, and it's a color combination that works for them that isn't the black and tan. And Maya bought herself an Hermes Twilly too, which was really kind of exciting. And then we went to, what did we do next? Oh, we went to Louis Vuitton. And so we went to Louis Vuitton, and they had the VIC, VIP, whatever room all set up for us. And their essay was just great, and all of the essays that were there were just wonderful. And I bought myself a little something. I was kind of surprised. I haven't bought anything from LV for a little while, and it'll become self-explanatory as we go along here, but here's the receipt. I wonder if the essays, yes, no. His name was Adrian, and he was just fantastic. So here's the beautiful box. I have not dug into this for a week. Took the ribbon off, open this up, and it's a belt, you guys. I think it's going to be pretty obvious. But here's the little drawstring, and I'll show you guys what it is. I don't have any LV belts. It's this guy. It's beautiful. So it's the monogram on one side, it's the gold LV, and it's reversible. So on the other side is black epi. Don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. Yeah, there you go. And so it's fully reversible. So this is the color combination I wanted in the Hermes belt. The Hermes belt is like $1,000. I think this was like $680. Let's see. And I think the monogram option will be really, really pretty, like with white jeans and stuff like that. So this was $635, you guys. So I saved like $350 or something like that because I decided against the Hermes. So here is the gold buckle, and there's the monogram. I don't imagine I'm gonna wear the monogram side all that often. But like I said, like I think like with jeans and maybe with some white jeans, in particular white pants, and then that's the other side is the black, and it's epi, so it's durable. Unlike the Hermes belt, which is beautiful, but I didn't want to do like a smooth leather with that. Oh, and then we met Dawn. We met Dawn, who is a really good friend of Maya's, who also went to pharmacy school with Lisa, DDG LA Diva. Dawn is just gorgeous and just so beautiful and warm, and all of these ladies were just fantastic. I feel like I'm just like off center here. What a great group of women. Like, let me just tell you, it was like, these are just phenomenal, beautiful, family focused, drama free, what you see is what you get women. And I really just enjoyed every single one of them. And we also met Lori. She's Smokin' Oaken something on Instagram. I'll try and link everyone's handles underneath in the description box. What an amazing woman. Like she's so much fun and she's so nice and she's just really compassionate and caring, and she organized this beautiful party for the ladies. She lives in a high-rise in Chicago, and so she did the penthouse suite with a whole bunch of food and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to that, and I'll explain that in just a minute. So after we left LV, we went to the Drake, which was right next door, and we had high tea. It was one of the best high tea experiences I've ever had. It was just beautiful. I posted a little bit about it on my IG, and I know the other ladies did too. And then just Jennifer joined us for high tea. So there was Maya and Marvi and Jennifer and Dawn and Mandy and Lynette and me and Lori. And so we're in the middle, and we ordered this glamorous like high tea and with like all the beautiful little sandwiches and the scones and all the other stuff. And then a little bit Bipolar Max showed up, like as we were just sitting down to eat. And she was there with her husband, who is just as fly in real life as he is on Instagram. And two of our other relatives were there. And there were several people that were celebrating birthdays, because Marvi, it was her birthday a couple days before. And then Maya, of course, it was her birthday. And then someone who was with Bipolar Max, it was also their birthday too. And so we all stopped everything. It was like Max came into the restaurant. It was like she was this big celebrity, and we were all just like going crazy over her and taking pictures. And we were kind of like needing to be conscious of like other people sitting there trying to have dinner, trying to have their high tea, because we were just like, it was like they were celebrities who just kind of like swept into the restaurant. So what a thrill that was. So then we finished with that, and then we went to Cartier. Lori had an essay she wanted to introduce us to, and he was nice enough to clean all my jewelry for me. So he cleaned, sorry, I've got this from Pilates. He cleaned my Panther watch. I don't think I said that right. He cleaned my love ring. And where's my diamond? Yeah, my love ring's got like the one diamond. And then he also cleaned my thin love bracelet. And so they took everything off me, and they cleaned everything up. And then the ladies had a lot of fun just like trying everything on. They were trying on all the, the love bracelets and this, that, and the other thing. And that was really fun. And then we left there and we went to Coach. So they had organized it with Melissa, who hooked Lisa up with her chalk tabby and a couple of the other ladies. And they had like macaroons all set up for us, and they had little gifts for us too. So they gave us all sugarfina, and again, that went right to my husband, and my husband's already eaten that. They had little bags for us, and then look at what they did for us. They did these little tags for us. Like, is that not amazing? It's got they had our names on everything, the Chicago skyline, and Maya got a special one because it was her birthday. Mandy bought herself a bag, and I think a couple other, Maya bought herself something. I think she bought herself another Twilly. And yeah, so, but it was getting late at that point. It was about 5-ish. Lori was going to have this beautiful party for Maya. But at that point, I excused myself because I had plans to go to Hamilton that night. I've always wanted to go to Hamilton. I've never been. It's always been a dream of mine to go. So I booked myself a ticket. I got a killer ticket for $72. I was third row. I was so close to the performers that I could see spit flying out of their mouths as they were singing. It started at 8 o'clock, so I took a cab there, and it started at 8 o'clock, and it was 2 hours 45 minutes. So I got out about 11 o'clock or something like that, maybe a little bit after 11. But it was everything and more. It was at the CIBC Theater. I was third row. I still have all of the songs playing through my head. Like, I am fangirling over all of the performers, the entire performance. I have it going through my head right now. It's like, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to have Washington on your side? like all week, it's just been rolling through my head, and it was just amazing. So I got out of there about 11 o'clock, just on a high from seeing that. It was just amazing. Took another cab ride back to my airport, to my hotel at the Westin. And I got home like, I don't know, 11:30 or something like that. And I had to get up at 4:15 to catch my flight in the morning. My flight was leaving super early. So you know what it's like when you're in a hotel and you've got your alarm set, but you're kind of nervous about not waking up and missing your flight. I did not sleep well that night. And the cab driver that took me to Hamilton, I said, like, how do I get to O'Hare tomorrow? He's like, oh, I'll pick you up. I was like, what? But what are you talking about? You're gonna have to be there at 5:30 in the morning. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's been really slow, so I'd really love to have the fare. So I said, okay, you know, I need to be there right at 5:30. Be downstairs at 5:30. He goes, yeah, no, I'll be there. So I packed everything up, checked out of my hotel. They gave me tea for free. The lady was so nice. They went and got me tea. Got myself in the back of the cab, and we're driving to O'Hare, and it only took like 20-25 minutes to get to O'Hare because it was so quiet. And the cab driver proceeded to tell me his whole life story, how he's got this ex-wife who's insane, and his daughters are nuts, and the second wife who's jealous, crazy person. In fact, she was so jealous and crazy because he was coming to pick me up at 5:30 in the morning, and who are you going to see, and what's going on? And he's telling me this whole thing, and how the ex-wife and the new wife, how they fight, and how the daughters get involved, and the cops have to come out because they're like beating each other up and all this kind of stuff, and how all these women are crazy and stuff like that. And then he showed me pictures of his wife. His wife is a stunning Egyptian woman. He's showing me pictures of his daughters, gorgeous, like tens, all of them. They're all beautiful. And then he's looking at me in the back seat in the rearview mirror, right? I'm tired. I'm tired. I've only had a few hours sleep the entire weekend. I'm exhausted. And he goes, oh, you know, do you work? And so he's asking me some questions. I'm like, yeah, I work. I love my job. And he goes, so you sound pretty smart. And I'm like, well, yeah, you know, I'm probably pretty smart. And he's like, you know what? He's looking at me in the rearview mirror. He goes, I think your husband's smart. I said, what do you mean? He goes, he says, better to marry a smart, intelligent woman who works, who's not so pretty, than to marry like gorgeous women like my wives. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. That's awesome. I was just laughing. I'm like, does he understand that he just insulted me? But I was laughing about it. Oh my God, was I laughing? Like, anyway, because I'm thinking, what's the common denominator here, dude? Like, you've got all these crazy women in your life. I think it's probably because you're crazy, but whatever. So then he dropped me off at O'Hare, and I got on my plane, and I was home at 11 o'clock in the morning on last Sunday, and couldn't wait to get home to my new puppy, Kai, who's just such a cute little imp. And yeah, I actually did do a video Saturday morning from the Westin in my hotel, kind of explaining some changes that were going on in our house, because, you know, we had little Kai come in, and then explaining that you guys all know that Nico had been sick for many months. And I don't really want to get into it, because in that video I just started crying, and I could not stop crying, and I didn't post that video, and I don't think I will post that video. But Nico went to heaven recently, and it happened at home, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I held him as he went to heaven, and just told him all the reasons why we love him, and all the reasons why he's been the best boy ever, and thanked him for being such a great dog and family member, and thanked him for protecting us and for loving us and never giving us a moment's grief. And just talked to him the whole time. And we hired a service called A Pet's Farewell to come, and we did it in his bed, and we gave him all the treats that he's ever wanted in the entire world. And you know, Nico was very sick towards the end. He couldn't get up. His back legs were shot. His back hips were shot. He couldn't go potty anymore because he couldn't get up and down to go potty, and he couldn't go up and down the stairs anymore. and he was having tummy issues. He was losing control of his bowels a lot because he was having a hard time going potty, and because he was just old. He was over 13 years old, and he was a Cane Corso, and he was living on borrowed time anyways, because we saved his life when he was 8 years old by having surgery. But it was an absolute honor to be there with Nico and to hold him and talk to him, and as he transitioned to heaven. But it was and still is very painful for our family. So we're working through all of that. So I wanted to share that news because I know a lot of you guys have met Nico in previous videos and know how much we loved him. And definitely having Kai in our house now is a different kind of energy. It's all puppy energy. And so it's an adjustment there. But I just wanted to fill you in on everything that's been going on, talk about my amazing trip to Chicago. I love that city, and I will definitely be back. I really want to see all the American cities that I've never seen before. You know, I've never been to New York, so I really want to go to New York. So I'm hoping to make that happen next year, and hopefully make a few other like bucket list items next year. But I just wanted to fill you guys all in. I'm not going to do a favorites, monthly favorites this time because I haven't been reading books. I haven't had time with the puppy and everything. I'd say Kai is a new favorite, and Hamilton, phenomenal. It's a favorite. Go see it. And also the TV show Pose. I just finished the first season. I'm going to start the second season. Maybe even today I'll start it. It's been a few weeks, but unbelievable, unbelievable. The cast is amazing, and it's just a phenomenal show. So and I don't have any beauty products. I don't have any other favorites because I've just been focusing on our new little family member and all the changes that have been going on in my house. So this is a 26-minute video. For those of you that know me, you guys know that I don't do 20 these long. I don't like doing videos over 15 minutes, but I just wanted to fill you in on the exciting weekend and I had last weekend and the changes in my life. And please go see Hamilton if you get a chance to and you haven't. Watch the YouTube videos, and yeah, I will give you guys some feedback on my belt. Maybe I'll wear it today. Much love to all you guys. Happy fall. It's beautiful. It's beautiful weather here, and yeah, have a great one, you guys. Much love. Bye.